I'm back from Baltimore Comic Con, and it is time to talk about this week's new comics. Specifically, let's look at my top picks for indie comics coming out this week for New Comic Book Day on October 27th. Alright guys, welcome back. Before we get kicked off here, I just want to say if you are new to the channel, please go down below and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button so you know when we're dropping new content, and drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to this week for New Comic Book Day. And lastly, hit like on this video so that we can get this video out there to more people. So let's kick this off with a couple mentions that aren't even in my top 10 this week, because this is a very big New Comic Book Day this week. I probably have at least 20 books that I'm picking up this week in terms of stories, so there's a lot to read this week. I'm very excited for a lot of these things that are coming out. So kicking off some honorable mentions here, we've got Two Moons number 6. I absolutely loved the first volume of Two Moons, so I'm very excited to see it come back. This one from Image Comics, written by John Arcudi, with art by Valerio Giangiordano and Giovanna Nero, with a cover A by Ryan Sook. And it's bringing Francis Shaw and Virgil Two Moons back together again for an impending crisis. Next, I've got Made in Korea number 5 of 6. From Jeremy Holt and George Shaw, and this one's just been an absolute pleasure to read. It's gotten super dark, and I don't know where this is gonna go next, because it seems like maybe we're coming to a resolution, but we've got 2 issues coming still, so can't wait to see what happens in this one. And then lastly, this may surprise you that this is not even in my top 10, but everyone knows about this book that's coming out. It is House of Slaughter number 1 from James Tynion. Tate Bromble is co-writing. We've got Werther Dell'Edera on the art and Chris Sheehan doing an awesome cover A. This one, of course, from Boom Studios, and this is the first spin-off story from Something's Killing the Children, which you all know I love. And because of that, because I love that so much, I am a little afraid to see what else may happen in the world, that if it changes the story or does anything different to the story that we have so far. I'm a little hesitant, but I'm also very excited because I want to see more of the world, and that is what we're going to get here. We're going to follow Aaron Slaughter's story, and I'm excited for that, but it just didn't crack the top 10 because there is so much coming out this week. So what do I have in my number 10 spot this week? I have from Aftershock Comics, Cross to Bear number 1 from Marko Stojanovic and Sinisa Banovic. Jack the Ripper was never caught because no one was looking for him in the Wild West. No one except the Order, an organization made up of the descendants of crusaders sworn to eradicate the unnatural. The Order will stop at nothing to fulfill their pledge their forefathers made, even if it means crossing the ocean or a line or two. This one seems like a really cool new story from Aftershock Comics, who I've been enjoying their comics that they've been having come out, and this one is my number 10 pick this week. Coming in at number 9 this week, I have from Behemoth Comics, Nine Stones number 3 from Samuel Spano. This one, like I've talked about before, used to be a online comic. It still is an online comic on Tapas, and having it in print form is super cool, but I really enjoy the art style in the story, and I'm liking what is going on in the story currently. Right now it says, for this issue, Allie keeps experiencing dreams that haunt him, and it's getting harder to decipher them from reality. Chris introduces Allie to their new dealer, and it doesn't go as expected. So that one right there is my number 9 pick. 9 Stones, number 3. For number 8 this week, I have a new one from the Black Caravan imprint of Scout Comics, Swamp Dogs, number 1 from J.M. Brandt, Theo Prasidis, with art by Kuber Ball and Robert Samlin. They came from the swamp, the scummiest part of Confederate soldiers brought back to life by powerful voodoo magic. They crave power, carnage, and female flesh. They are the Swamp Dogs. Now young lovers Ayanna and Violet and their friends from the goofy stoner metal band The Grunch will unknowingly fall into their ghoulish nest. Bear witness to a rollicking gore fest straight out of the shocking grindhouse and revengeful blaxploitation of the 1970s and the cult horror classics of the 1980s with a modern twist. Sounds wild, sounds crazy, awesome cover A here. I'm looking forward to checking this one out from Scout Comics. If I get a chance before Wednesday, I will drop an advanced review for it on the website. I have a copy already. I actually picked up a copy from Baltimore Comic Con with an exclusive cover. I think it was a Jetpack Comics exclusive cover for it that the Black Caravan booth was selling. So I did have that, so I'm going to try to read this before Wednesday to help on Wednesday not have as many books to read. But that one is my number 8 pick for the week for top indie comics. Coming at number 7 is one that I've just been absolutely loving, and this tells you how good the rest of this list is. We've got Good Luck, number 5 of 5 from Matthew Ehrman and Stefano Simeone with a Jorge Corona cover A. I've absolutely loved this series. I think Matthew's writing in this is incredible. Stefano's art is so good. And I may not 100% understand some of the crazy stuff going on with like the physics-ish side of things and what's going on with the luck idea, but the characters are really interesting and the progression of the story has just been really good. So the final battle is here, but what will luck have to do with it? The team takes on Cassiopeia, the embodiment of bad luck, with Joseph's new form unifying them like never before. Will good luck prevail, and is that even what the unfortunates want? Issue 5 of Good Luck, number 5 from Boom Studios. Right there, that is my number, 7 pick this week. For number 6, I got one from Source Point Press here. Suicide Jockeys, number 3 from Ryland Grant, Davey Leon Diaz, and Iwan Joko Triono. I have absolutely been loving this series. The first 2 issues were just a blast to read. I do have an advanced copy of this from Ryland, and I'm also going to be trying to read this one before Wednesday and dropping a review for you guys. But please go check this out. It's from Source Point Press. I believe you can buy this from their website if your store is not getting this one in stock. It is a great story. Check out my reviews on youpromisemecomics.com. Link to that's down below. Dire circumstances force the Suicide Jockeys, a poor, usually drunken, almost certainly mentally ill crew of monster-fighting, tank and aircraft piloting suckers, to partner with an old nemesis, a robot-wielding whack-job billionaire criminal. Oh yeah, and Ihai Dogen makes an appearance? Tokusatsu for the modern American action movie themed from screenwriter, Ringo Award-winning comic creator Ryland Grant. Yeah, issue number 3 out this week. This is my number 6 pick, and I've given this book 10s out of 10s when reading it, or 9 out of 10. My average is somewhere around 9.5 out of 10, I think, on that book for the first 2 issues, and it's my number 6 pick this week. Coming in for number 5, we've got Primordial, number 2 of 6 from Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. The thrilling new series from the award-winning creative team behind Gideon Falls continues here as Laika's mission strays from the launch plan. The origins of her involvement are illuminated. Back on Earth, Dr. Pembroke attempts to uncover the truth in West Berlin. So we've got a little bit of some like conspiracy theory stuff going on. We've got a sci-fi story going on. We've got some crazy stuff happening in space, and I love that. I just love the whole concept of this story. This is really one of the first 2 Jeff Lemire books I'm really reading. May's book is the other. I know I need to read Gideon Falls. It's on my list to pick up and read, and I'm excited for seeing where this story goes. And that's why Primordial number 2 is my number 5 pick this week. Number 3 this week, I've got from Image Comics, Echolands number 3. I think I said number 4. Number 4 this week, Echolands number 3. J.H. Williams, Hayden Blackman, Dave Stewart, the whole crew there, putting this story together. And this one's been wild. It is in a landscape format versus the normal portrait format. Desperate to escape the wizard's magical assassin, Hope, Red Hood, Kor, Castrum, Denna, and Rosa seek safe harbor with the crime lord and self-proclaimed deity, Romulus. But will Hope and Romulus's turbulent history doom the rest of the crew? And can even a demigod in superpowered armor stop the wizard's relentless daughter? And what has happened to Rabbit? This story is incredible, but even if there was no story and it was just art in this book, I would be happy flipping through the pages because the artwork is beautiful. J.H. Williams with Dave Stewart's colors, just fantastic. It's a great team there working on this. And that puts, that's why Echolands number 3 is my number 4 pick this week. My number 3 pick, I'm trying to skip numbers here. Number 3 this week, I've got a new one from Behemoth Comics, Popstar Assassin, number 1 of 6, from Ed Laval, Matt Cashel, and Marcelo Basile. The year is 1977. The king is dead. The world mourns. But when a mysterious briefcase turns up in his dressing room, Bruce, a coke-addled Elvis impersonator, finds himself wedged between a mob boss out for revenge and a government conspiracy with far-reaching, world-ending ramifications, all in an attempt to discover the true identity of his father's killer. It's sex, drugs, rock, and robots, 70s style in this all-out action adventure. The year is 1977. The king is dead. Long live the king. And who the fuck is Molly? I love how that just, that's the last line in the description. I love it. The whole concept of this is really cool. We got a lot of cool covers for this one as well, so you got your pick of art on the cover. But definitely check this one out. New number 1 from Behemoth Comics here, Popstar Assassin, as my number 3 pick this week. Coming in at number 2 this week is a number 2. We have Human Remains number 2 from Peter Milligan and Sally Cantorino. Jennifer McStay knows what it's like to feel trapped, stuck in a world of violence where once intimate spaces become claustrophobic and everything seems to shrink until there's nothing left but fear. Maybe that means she'll be able to survive the real monsters who live outside and hunt human emotion, or maybe it means the monsters will finally be her escape. This story, wild first issue, and I'm excited to see where the rest of this story goes. Peter Milligan killing it on this one, and Sally Cantorino's art is just as phenomenal as when I saw it in I Walk with Monsters. It's very good horror style art, and this one for me when I read it was an immediate this is the best horror I've got going on right now. I kind of jumped ahead of a couple things, and I just love the first issue. I hope it continues at that pace of how much I loved the first issue. and that is why it is my number 2 pick this week, right? Still not the number 1, but number 1, you guys know, I absolutely love this book so much that we did an exclusive cover for issue number 1 of this. We've got Nobody's Child number 2 of 6 from Behemoth Comics. Massimo Rosi and Ramiro Borrallo creating a incredible story here. A very important story as well. Bakari, a boy dealing with a wretched upbringing, has dedicated his life to protect Sabium, the last albino rhinoceros on planet Earth. Sabium and his breed have been hunted due to their genetic code, which holds the properties to regenerate man. After the events of the first issue, Bakari is immediately thrusted into trouble as he and Sabium have been found by the hunters. And there's this story of someone who probably needs protection himself going out and protecting this rhinoceros, and the emotion from this story is incredible. We believed in this story, and that's why we wanted to do an exclusive variant for this one. So do hit us up if you haven't gotten your exclusive variant for Nobody's Child number 1, and go pick up number 2 this week at your comic shop, because this is an awesome story. So that is my top 10 indie picks, along with some honorable mentions this week. Absolutely excited for everything coming out this week, because it is a big one. Last week was light, so that kind of prepared our wallets for this coming week. Hopefully no more delays happen and all these books do come out this week. But yeah, this is a good week for comics and for people who are reading comics this week. That is my top 10 picks for new indie comics for October 27th. If you've made it here and aren't subscribed to the channel, please go hit that button down below, hit the subscribe button, like the video. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to this week. Is there something that I missed that's coming out this week that you think should be in my top picks? Let me know down below. Or if there's something that I don't know about that's coming out, let me know, and I will try to check it out if I can find it. Thanks everybody. As always, collect what you love. See you next time.